Hi, it's Ileana here, and today I am going to be discussing the infrastructures of the various aerospace corporations and corporate conglomerates that have participated to making what is now called the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate, ICC, or otherwise known as PLC Planetary Corporations. So I had recently had an interview done with Johann Fritz, where he discussed the SDI setup, which is the Star Wars city, going back to the Ronald Reagan days. That document comes from that era, from Ronald Reagan, from his era, and it discusses the various corporate conglomerates and corporations that have contributed to creating the various space aspects that we know of today as Planetary Corp and ICC. I had presented a presentation of a list of aerospace companies that create the infrastructure of the PLC and ICC, their affiliates. So they're basically companies here on Earth that have contributed various tools for anti-gravity craft, anti-grav, for creating anything out in space that flies. So these companies have all contributed something, and they've also basically reversed engineered UFO crafts, have studied them. William Tompkins had mentioned Douglas MacDonald and TRW had studied reverse engineering of various spacecraft, and that they studied UFOs basically, and they had schematics on that. So it's just interesting how these companies were involved in the early infrastructure on Earth to what would later form Planetary Corp and ICC. They're affiliate companies. They're not the main conglomerate companies, but they're affiliates to contributing aerospace products and design for what's in space out there, Planetary Corp and ICC. So I just want to go over my hypnosis notes, what I had in my presentation of the companies that I remember, accessing information about who contributed to the formation of the ICC and PLC. I have the same companies as on the SDI structure diagram infrastructure. So I am going to be comparing those two files, and I hadn't had any access to the SDI file until November 20th, 2020, because that's a hard file to find. I had to go into the SDI files, basically the archive files of that, because it's an old file going back to Ronald Reagan's time. So it's not easy to find the original file, just to disclose, but I was able to find the organizational chart of it, and it looks like it's important to me to verify what Johann was saying about these companies and what's on my list from my 2017 presentation. So I want to compare notes, and again, I didn't have access to the SDI file until November 20th, 2020, because Johann didn't have it on him at the time during the interview. But the companies he was discussing, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Skunk Works, NASA GPL, Douglas MacDonald, TRW, those are all companies that are on the SDI list and on my list as well from the 2017 corporation's infrastructures document that I released. That's from my own hypnosis memories. So because I have photographic memory, I remember the companies from the list. I have 20-something odd companies. It's not just aerospace companies and conglomerates, it's medical companies as well. So I am going to just review the same companies that are on the SDI list and what's on my list. I'm not going to go through my whole list because that's a presentation that's been out for a while, and I'll link it, but the companies that are on the SDI list and in my presentation, those I will go over in this presentation. as comparison and contrast, because Johan has been the first one to talk about this SDI structure, and I haven't heard of anybody else talking about it. And I've known the infrastructure of the ICC PLC since my hypnosis regression in 2017, and I released that file list in one of my videos. So now I'm going to contrast and compare it to what is in the SDI file. So this is the document that I had created in 2017 from my hypnosis notes concerning the corporate structure of the ICC and known as the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate. I call it Planetary Corporations now because there's a lot of different corporations, affiliates on Earth that contribute to Planetary Corp, aerospace companies, and other companies that build out infrastructure in space, from various space stations to Mars bases, just providing resources for anti-grav craft as well. And none of these companies really know the workers what they're building and how much of it. They know it's for some parts, but they don't really know what the whole of the parts are and what they're building, contributing towards building in outer space. Only the top managers know that it's connected to Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate or Planetary Corp. They know what the parts go for in space and what it builds out for the ships, anti-grav or more conventional propulsion ships for Space Force. But these are the companies that I had on my list. There's much more than this, but these are the main ones. So the main companies involved in building out the infrastructures on the ICC Mars bases were TRW, North American, Philco, Lockheed, Skunkworks, Douglas, General Dynamics, Northrop Grumman, Space Technology, NASA GPL, Planetary Resources, Boeing, Astro und Fernwerktechnik, Aldershot, GmbH, AST Advanced Space Technologies, GmbH, Jena, Optronic, etc. It is a mixture of US and German companies. These are the aerospace contractors that contributed to the various military bids to build out bases, as well as the orbital space platforms near Mars. The Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate consists of various space contracting companies providing services to Mars bases. Some of these contractors are fully briefed on what exactly the work is that they do, and other smaller contractors are on a need-to-know basis doing the work, but not told where the manufactured parts go in space or to whom. There are permanent shareholder companies which contribute financial and technical support to the various ICC committees and councils. So I provided a huge list of the contractors and shareholder companies that are both mid-level and higher up in the ICC or Planetary Corp. It was McDonnell Douglas Aeronautics, because it switched names from Douglas to McDonnell Douglas Aeronautics, and they created some of the hydrosonic showers. Started out with prototypes and then it went to full production. This started in 1976 for the Mars bases. To replace normal type showers, it was replaced with hydrosonic ones. So that's the first company, and there's many more. There's Stanek Tool, United States. There's propulsion manufacturers like Ad Astra Rocket Company, United States, AE Aerospace, United States, Lufthansa Aeronautics, German company, spacecraft component manufacturers, Astro und Fernwerktechnik, Aldershot Company, German, Astro Aerospace, United States. There's AST Advanced Space Technologies, German company, DSI GmbH, German, Jena Optotronic, German, Thortec Laboratories, Inc., United States. There's the launch vehicle manufacturers and providers of third-party services. Cosmos International, that's Russia, German. Satellite manufacturers, Gauss SRL, Italy. ComSpace, Denmark. Innovative Solutions in Space, Netherlands. INVAP, Argentina. Nano Avionics, Lithuania. SpaceQuest Ltd, United States. Northrop Grumman Space Technology, United States. And there's the lander, rover, and probe manufacturers, asteroid mining. Irvine Solutions, Incorporated, United States, German. Planetary Resources, United States. There's major shareholder companies in Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate is Alliance. It's a German financial company. American Source Virgin, and that's an American drug company. Aerospace Corporation, it's a company in California. Aviva is a British multinational insurance company. Bayer AG is a German multinational chemical, pharmaceutical, and life sciences company. There's Biogen Inc., previously known as Biogen EDEC. It's an American multinational biotechnology company based in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Boeing. The Boeing Company is an American multinational corporation that designs, manufactures, and sells airplanes, rotorcraft, rockets, and satellites worldwide. Daimler, which is a German multinational automotive corporation. ExxonMobil, which is an oil and gas corporation located in Irving, Texas. General Dynamics Corporation is an American aerospace and defense multinational corporation. There's Gilead Sciences. Gilead Sciences is an American biopharmaceutical company that discovers, develops, and commercializes therapeutics. So Planetary Corp and ICC, they make biological drug serums. They create human biological cyborgs. They work with nanotechnology, Neuralink implants. They create different electromagnetic technologies like the shielding for the domes on the Mars basis so they are not detected out in space, creating anti-grav craft, warp drive craft that go beyond the speed of light. So all of these companies contribute something to the manufacturing of what is used in the SSP infrastructures for Planetary Corp and ICC. There's GlaxoSmithKline. It's a British pharmaceutical company headquartered in Brentford, London. There's also JP Morgan Chase, which is a multinational banking and financial services holding company in the US, New York City. There's Lockheed Martin. They have the Skunk Works division, which has built out and reverse engineered UFO craft. They've done a lot of experiments, so they're one of the biggest aerospace, defense, security, and technologies companies that participate in the aerospace industry. And they have aeronautics, information systems, and global solutions, missile and fire control, rotary and mission systems, and space systems. There's NASA GPL, and it's the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which is a unique national research facility that carries out robotics, space, and earth science missions. And they've contributed to helping out for things for Space Force and the spacecraft that will be going to Mars and the moon, and to building out Mars and moon bases that they'll do down the road, which we already have up there, but they're the contributors to that. There's Merck, which is a pharmaceutical company, one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world, in the States. And it also has a subsidiary German company as well. So it started in Germany, and then they have subsidiaries in the United States. There's Monsanto, which is a multinational agrochemical and agricultural Biotechnology Corporation in the United States and several different states. There's Kroger, which is an American retailing company founded by Bernard Kroger. Sounds similar to Kruger. There's Pfizer, which is an American global pharmaceutical corporation headquartered in New York City. There's the RAND Corporation, which is an American nonprofit global policy think tank originally formed by Douglas Aircraft Company to offer research and analysis to the United States Armed Forces. There's Siemens. Siemens AG is a German conglomerate company headquartered in Berlin and Munich. It's the largest manufacturing and electronics company in Europe with branch offices abroad. There's Syngenta. It's a global Swiss air business that produces agrochemicals and seeds. Some interesting info about it. There's Telenex. Telenex is a German insurance company based in Hanover, specializing in provision of business-to-business insurance. And there's TRW Inc., which is an aerospace company. It was an American corporation involved in a variety of businesses, mainly aerospace, automotive, and credit reporting. So these are some of the biggest companies that form the infrastructure of the ICC and PLC Planetary corporations. So I kind of here went over the brief list of it, but my previous video from 2017 has the full reporting of what these companies are and what they do. But these are the affiliates and contributors. So that's kind of the list of companies that I had access to in the Planetary Corporation's Mars holographic databases. And it's a huge list. But again, that's what I have. And that's the information from my own memories on this stuff. It took me years to remember this stuff, but and it came in many different memory recalls as well. So it's not just from hypnosis. Self-hypnosis is from memory recall. Not this particular info, this is from hypnosis, but stuff on the Mars bases, that started off from recall memories. So I just wanted to share this, and now I'll compare the SDI file in some of these major companies that are on my list, the structure of the SDI. So this is the Star Wars City document and the power structure of what it is. So Star Wars City, it was based in Colorado Springs, and it consists of the 13 Illuminati bloodlines and the Committee of 300. The gatekeeper of Star Wars City is line 13th. Rockefeller in New York City. Within the power structure of Star Wars City, there is the NRO, Cosmic Clearance, 38 levels above top secret, and the Majestic 12 Operations and Control Group, which are part of the Committee of 300. So that's interesting. That's kind of the preface to what this is. In Star Wars City SDI, again, I accessed this on November the 20th from the SDI files, and it starts with Code Strategic Defense Initiative, SDI, also known as Spaceship Defense Initiative, Star Wars Project from the Ronald Reagan era. Control location Cheyenne Mountain, Colorado Springs, and it's the US Space Counterintelligence Headquarters. So it starts from there, then it goes down to the list of President of the United States, NRO, National Security Council, MAGI, Majestic 12, Central Intelligence Agency, then it goes to the Director of Central Intelligence, goes to the National Security Agency, and then Star Wars City, Colorado Springs headquarters, all the way down from President of the United States and downwards. And these are the various companies. So Star Wars City, Colorado Springs goes down to Air Force Special Academy, AFSA, goes down to North American Aerospace Command, NORAD, then goes to Consolidated Space Operations Center, CSOC, goes down to 1010 Special Security Squadron, goes down to Rockwell International Enterprises, also goes down to Ford Aerospace, then Martin Marietta Enterprises, goes down to McDonnell Douglas, that's on my list. Also goes to IBM and Cayman Industries Co. Goes down to Lockheed Martin and Boeing, the other two companies on my list. Aerojet Electrosystems, then Decision Science Applications Inc., Teledyne Ryan Aeronautical Inc., Rockefeller Co., and Frigiaca Co. So that's the list of the SDI companies and President of the United States, NRO, and Majestic 12, Magi, and the different companies. So some of the companies, corporate conglomerates, are on my list. Mainly what stands out is Lockheed, Boeing, McDonnell Douglas. Those are the companies that are on this list and on my list of what I accessed in the holographic databases on the Mars bases. So there are about 38 levels above top secret. The Y25 refers to the Cosmic Clearance, Majestic, and the Star Wars City. And this kind of gives you the breakdown, the security clearance. There's Majestic, there's Cosmic, there's Luna, there's Ultra, Stellar, Astral, Cosmos, Triad, Orbit, and ZD27. That's the first 10 levels. Then it goes from levels 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. 17 is President of the United States. 16, 15, 14 is top secret crypto. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you have the USAP, Unacknowledged Special Access Programs. SCI, Special Compartmented Information, Top Secret, Secret, Confidential, and Restricted. So Majestic and Cosmic are the highest security clearance levels, way above the clearance level of the President of the US, who has a top secret crypto clearance of level 17. Below the 28 top secret crypto clearance levels, there are the levels of restricted, confidential, secret, top secret, SCI, special compartmented information, and USAP, unacknowledged special access programs. Above the 28 top secret crypto clearance levels, there are the levels ZD27, Orbit, Triad, Cosmos, Astral, Stellar, Ultra, Luna, Cosmic, and Majestic. And there's a quote by Daniel Salter, U.S. Air Force Chief Master Sergeant, NRO. About 38 levels above top secret. The highest is Cosmic. That's okay, I tell you right up now. That's UFOs, aliens, and particularization. Now, like you heard that a while ago, there was only probably about 25 people in the world that know things that are known at that level. No president has had that level, was ever been cleared for that level. Eisenhower was closest. If you own that level, there is an organization worldwide called ASIO, as Alien Contact Intelligence Organization. So it lists that Majestic is the control group, Cosmic is UFOs, aliens, and particularization, Luna, moon cover-up, Ultra, mind control programs, and there's the no classified one as underground basis contacts, back engineering of anti-gravity craft, etc. So this is what I accessed recently. And it's from the old SDI archives, a copy of that. It's called Star Wars City 13 and the 300 Committee. And you can tell I accessed it on November 20th, 2020. So that's the file, and that's what Johann Fritz was referring to as the SDI infrastructure of the early conglomerates that would form ICC and PLC. So I just wanted to share that and mention it